Okay, so let us begin with the demonstration of Matlab using classification learner app. So when you open the Matlab, you will see different tabs in the topmost position of window, like home, plots, apps, etc. So first you have to go to the app section. In the app section, there are different categories of applications which Matlab provide. These are uh, applications where you don't need any kind of programming and directly you can use this. So in this application section, there is a machine learning and deep learning section where you can find different machine learning and deep learning related applications available. So the first application is classification learner. Similarly, there is a deep network designer which is available for transfer learning development, like ResNet, LXNet, GoogleNet, etc. In a similar way, we have deep network quantizer, experimental manager, neural network fitting models, etc. So there are n number of machine learning and deep learning based applications are there in MATLAB. So we are going to see the classification learner app. So first I will click to this classification learner app tab. So once I click that classification learner app, the new window will be launched. This new window uh, provides us. Okay, so here is that new window for classification learner, and in the topmost tab you can see we can now start the new session by clicking on this new session. So if suppose we have our data available in workspace, then we can use this data, or we can use the data means it is nothing but features. So if I have feature files along with the labels, then I can use this from workspace if I've already saved that feature file in workspace. And if it is in the form of CSV or .xls file saved in my laptop or in desktop, then I will use from file only. Okay. So I have already extracted some of the features from my EEG signal, and I have stored the signal, stored the features in the form of CSV file. So let me import that CSV file. So these are the different CSV files which contains the feature as well as labels. So let me consider this file which consists of 16 features in all. So once I select that file and import, a new window, that is import tool, will be opened. Also, this process takes a little time for processing. It also depends on the hardware, what kind of hardware you're using. So the speed basically depends on that only. But however, you don't need any kind of programming for this. This is the advantage for using classification learner. Okay, once the file is completely imported, now there is overall data which is available in my Excel sheet. So first, let me explain what kind of data it is. So basically, in the first two rows of Excel sheet, in the first row there are some numbers marked. This feature file I have created from a large feature file which consists of around 1000 features, and I have applied some feature selection technique and reduced the number of features to the 16. So basically these are just the numbers which I initially assigned to these features, and now we have overall 16. So here you can see VAR, that is variable 16. So in all, now we have 16 columns that consist of 16 features, and the 17th column is class label. So here there are overall 16 features, we can say. Now in the second row there are the names of features which are already available in Excel sheet which I have used. So this importing tool automatically detects that which are the features and which are not the features. They are just the headings of that features. So the blue color marked is basically represented as features. So in all, we have here around just a second, we have around 50 rows basically. So out of these 50 rows, 2 rows are for headings. So if we remove those 2 rows, we have overall 48 samples. Also in these 48 samples, we have 22 zeros. Here the zeros represents the healthy control group in our study, because we are classifying the two groups of data, that is healthy control group and the schizophrenia group. So here we have taken 22 samples from healthy control group, and rest of the 26 samples belongs to the schizophrenia group. So these are the overall data which is available in Excel sheet, and now it is selected in this a classification learner app. Now here also I have some options like I can select a particular section, or I can remove the particular section. Variable names I can select. Also, I can assign the different names to this. And finally, import selection. So whatever data is selected, now I can import this data to the app. This might take a couple of seconds in order to import the data in Learner app. Okay, so now the data is imported here. Now it also shows us the different options, like here automatically basically it selects all the variables, or we can say predictors or features. Now we have options from here also, that we can select or remove some of the variables from here, and it by default select the class labels also, that is the last column of our data set. So here variable 17, it is not considered as predictor, here it is considered as response. So if it is like we have class label in some different place, then we can select that class label, and we can assign as response and predictor. So if it is not arranged in that order, then we can do it from here also. And also we can remove all or select all, and we can select a specific variable also. So this process we can do from this part of window. And in the right side of the window, you can see the validation scheme. As you have already gone through the yesterday's lecture by Dr. Bikesh Kumar Singh, that we have different types of validation scheme, like cross validation, holdout validation, resubstitution validation. So in holdout validation, we simply set aside testing data from our overall data set. Suppose we have 100 samples, then if we are selecting 25% holdout, then the 25 samples we are set aside for testing, or we can say validation process, and remaining 75 are left aside for the training process. But usually this holdout validation scheme is preferred when we have a large data set. In our case, we have a smaller data set that consists of only 48 samples. So we will go for the cross validation scheme. Here in cross validation, we also have options like 5-fold, 10-fold, 20-fold, like that. So based on that, the data set is folded in the number of folds which is provided here. Also, this process provides a separate section for setting test data outside. So basically what we can do here is we can overall divide the data in training, validation, and then testing, like that. So these options are available, but right now we are not going for the testing part. We will just go for the validation, because we have a smaller data set. Usually this testing part will be considered when we have a large data set. So once we have selected all these features, now we are going to start with our session. Okay, now the window is ready. So now in this classification learner app, we have already imported 16 features. Now let's look at the uppermost tab here. Again, we have new session through which we can change our data set. Here you can see the scatter plot of our features for different variables. Like here it is showing the plot for variable 1 and variable 2. Similarly, here in the left, you can here in the left side in this summary process, this one is our first machine learning model, that is decision tree model is selected. So either we can directly run this model, or we can choose some other models from this also. Uh, uh, by default, this use parallel block is selected. So I think we can remove this, because if we have selected this use parallel, then parallelly it runs multiple models that take a huge time. So in order to select a specific model and to run separately, we will uncheck this box. And also here we have some feature selection techniques available in this application. So once we click this, so once we click this, it allows to select the features or rank the features based on different algorithms like MRMR, chi-square, ANOVA, Crucial Willis test. So the different statistical approaches are available. So if I want to select the specific features, like for example, let us assume I want to apply this crucial value test for feature selection. Okay, now okay, so now after applying this, I will get the ranks of the features, like which feature is the most significant features. So here you can directly see that yeah. So the first feature, that is variable 9, has the highest ranking, or the best feature or most significant feature, we can say. Similarly, the second variable 8 is the second highest priority feature in this list, and so on. And we can say that variable 11 has the least significant feature in this. So if I want to go for some selected feature further, if I want to reduce the number of features, then I can also do this. Suppose if I want to select a specific count of features, like initially I have taken 16 features, and now I want to go for classification with 10 features, then I can select this part also. uh, if I want to check the performance of my model with a specific set of features, like top 3 features, or the variable 6 and variable 7 and variable 8 features, like that, then I can select those features and run my model in order to identify the model performance. So let us consider the top rank feature, that is variable 9 feature. Only one feature I'm selecting here. Okay, and I have saved this process. Okay, now this is saved. Now here you can see in decision tree model, only one feature is selected out of 16 features. Okay, now let us run this decision tree model, how it performs. And we have removed 15 features from this. So it takes us some time for training and testing the model with that feature, and the result will be displayed here. Okay, so now as we can see with this decision tree model, we are getting 75% of accuracy with only the top ranked feature. Correct. So here is the confusion matrix of this. We have already discussed, or Bikesh sir already explained how the confusion matrix has been created. So Here it is actually predicted label as 0, true label as 1. So this is predicted label as 1 and true label as 1. So you can say that this is true positive, this is true negative, this is false positive, and this is false negative. So TP, TN, FP, FN, all the values you can extract from here, and using these values you can calculate the accuracy, sensitivity, and all other performance measures. Similarly, if you want to directly calculate the TPR, FNR, and TP, PPV and FDV, other performance measure, you can select here and you can identify those also. Okay. Now, other than confusion matrix, you can also see the ROC curve for this. So once you select the ROC curve, okay, so here it is the ROC plot of for class label 0 and class label 1. So this is also you can done using this app. So initially in this process, we have selected only decision tree model with the top most feature, that is feature 1. Now, suppose I want to perform this for all with all the features. I'm not going to select only one individual feature. Let us consider all the features and let's see how the model performs. So once I select add all and save this, okay. Now let me run the same model, decision tree model. I have selected the fine tree model in this. Let us consider the same model and run the model. Let's see how it performs. Here, the hyperparameter of model is there, so we can also change the hyperparameter like Gini index, number of trees, etc. So here you can see the model performance with the all 16 features we have selected. So there is a slight improvement in case of only one feature and 16 features. So you can do your analysis in that way, that how the different combination of feature based on the selected based on the different statistical approach can change the performance of classification model, machine learning model. Okay, so this is also you can study. Also in this section we have different categories of classification model, like a decision trees. So for decision trees we have different types of trees available. So either you can select a specific tree or you can run all the trees by selecting this part only. So if you select multiple trees at a time and you run the model, then in that case all the decision tree model can be trained and tested with our data set simultaneously. Okay, so here you can see the performance of model. In case of fine tree, accuracy is 77.1. Median tree and coarse tree. So in case of all the tree models, the performance is almost the same. Further, if I want to optimize the tree model, optimization means if I want to tune the hyperparameter in order to achieve the best classification, best performance or model. So here I can optimize the number of splits criteria, like I can select the different criteria. So we have different criteria like Gini index, towing rule, maximum deviance reduction, like this. So I can tune this, that which particular split criteria and what is the maximum number of split can provide us the best performance in case of KNN model. Also, from here also I can select or reject specific number of features. PCA, that is principal component analysis, can be enabled here also, so we can get the optimum feature set also. In case of optimization, here we have an option to select the type of optimization also, like Bayesian optimization, grid search optimization, random optimization, like this. So based on this criteria, we can select the optimizer and we can tune the selected hyperparameters in order to achieve the best performance of our machine learning model. So once I select and I train this process, again it takes more time as compared to other models. mm, uh, Other models to optimize this, because it changes the hyperparameter every time and runs and always check the accuracy whether it is increasing or decreasing. So here you can see it is performing the training and testing part with different number of iterations. Here it is approximately 30 iteration it is performing and reducing the error. So again, after optimizing the parameter, in case of decision tree, there is no changes in accuracy. Maybe it depends on the classification model also. So like this, we can select discriminant analysis, logistic regression, naive-based classifier is also there. Support vector machines and different varieties of that is also available. Efficiently trained linear classification like logistic regression, efficient linear SVM, it is also there. K nearest neighbor model is also there. Kernel approximation models like SVM kernel, logistic regression kernel, all these are also available. Ensemble classifier and neural network classifier models are also available here. So let's see how neural network classifier performs with this data set, with this feature set, uh, without applying optimization and after applying optimization here. So let me run the multiple neural networks and let's see the performance of each network. Okay, so here you can see that the narrow neural network performs better, and these are the hyper parameters which is selected while training and testing the models: the number of fully connected layer, first layer size, activation layer, and iterations we have performed. So clearly we can see neural network model performs better as compared to the tree model. Now let's check how the optimized neural network can perform, uh, whether we are getting some improvement. There is a still some improvement in case of accuracy or not. So these are the multiple hyperparameters which we can tune with neural network model. So once we start this, it will again optimize the hyperparameters. So it will take much higher time as compared to uh, the first decision tree model, because here we have more number of higher hyperparameter as compare what was available with the tree model. So again, each iteration will take higher time as compared to the previous. Okay, so now here you can see the overall performance is shown after optimized neural network. So here we are getting the minimum classification error. Again, the accuracy is not improved. Only one sample is in fact misclassified. All other samples are properly classified here. So here we are getting same accuracy in case of wide neural network, narrow neural network, and optimized neural network. And these are the model hyperparameter which we have found in order to get the best classification accuracy, like third layer size, first layer size, second layer size, and the activation function, etc. So all these are the hyperparameters which is now selected. Now also we can select the different features, and we can identify the accuracy based on these features. Also one more thing, let me uh, tell you that if I want to train and test all the models available in this quickly, then I can select this all quick train and test model. So once I have selected this model, and if I run this block, then it will run train and test each and every model available in this classification learner app. Okay, so here you are now able to see that each model available in this app, now how it is getting trained and tested uh, with the available data set. And this process can also be done in order to identify the best performing classification model, machine learning model for our data set. Okay, so this is the overall process what we can do with classification learner app, how we can train and test all the models, how we can select the features. Also, in case of feature selection, as you have seen, we have different feature selection methods also available, how you can do the calculation of performance measure by exporting the confusion matrix. Also, this app allows you to export the model as well as generate the function. So by using this export model, you can export this model, and you can uh, use this model in order to train and test other data set. Also, you can also generate the function using this. So once you click on this generate function, automatically that function is generated, and the code has been created for classification of your available data set. Okay, so this is what the overall functioning of classification learner app, how you can do this. Also, the features might depends on the different versions of MATLAB. Here I'm using 2023 version, so it is, I think, available from 1516, MATLAB 15 or MATLAB 16 onwards, this application. But the feature might be different. Like in older version, you will not get this optimization block, you will not get neural network classification block. So these blocks might be missing in case of older version, whereas in this version, all the features which is available I have shown to you. So I hope this is clear to you, that how you can use this application to develop machine learning model without using a single code, and just by importing your data and checking the performance of your classification model. Thank you very much.